It's happening, y'all. Trust me, it's happening. Welcome to My Training Thoughts, the first podcast, 7 on Wheels. It's the one and only Yady Winfrey. We got a special guest in the building, our first boxer, first athlete, the one and only Richardson Hitchins. What's up, bro?
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here, man.
I'm happy to have you, man. Introduce yourself. Tell the people where you from and
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights, New York City, baby.
New York City. You got New York in the building, man. Yo, you from Crown Heights. Shout out to Brooklyn, too, man.
Yes, sir.
How was that, man, growing up in Brooklyn and shit?
You already know like
I
that.
know how the hood shit is, like.
That like New York energy just coming from I grew up basically like in the same hood as Rowdy. Like me, Rowdy, and Fetty, like we all grew up like since like way before Rowdy and Fetty was rapping, that whole GS9 movement.
Yeah.
So they watched me like grow up and I watched them grow up. So like I grew up in them times where it's like you had to fight, like your friends or whoever. So like me getting into like boxing was always something I wanted to do. Like I always knew like I was gonna be a fighter. So yeah, so it was just real. There's a lot of violence and fighting back in the days.
Yeah, so Rowdy and them niggas, they was like rapping and shit, or you just...
Nah, when I was growing up, Rowdy, I didn't even know Rowdy knew how to rap. Rowdy was older, you feel me? So,
right.
like, it's like the older nigga in your hood, like, where it's like, what up? Like, you feel me? But me and Fetty was actually close.
Yeah.
So his little brother, me and Fetty was actually close. Fetty wasn't rapping. We was just running around the hood, just being, dirty young kids in the hood, just getting into trouble.
Regular hood shit, yeah.
So when the whole movement started, that's when I was boxing. I wasn't in the hood no more. I was really traveling, going to tournaments. I wasn't really knowing what's going on. I just seen them pop, so I was just like happy for them.
Oh, so what age you start boxing, like actually getting in the ring? I know you said, growing up, you know how the shit go. Everybody fighting and a lot of violence in the hood. What age did you actually jump in the ring or put a pair of gloves on type shit?
I want to say I started boxing at 12, like seriously.
All right.
Like traveling.
Yeah.
Probably like 13, I started traveling and really getting in tune with boxing.
Who got you in tune? Like, who was the first one to be like, yo, you should do this? Or it was just like a hobby at first and shit?
Like, it's fake a long story, but I'm trying to make it short. Like, it was like, I always was fighting, like I said, in the hood, always fighting. So, like, slap boxing, that's when slap box was really lit back then. So,
yeah, that's what.
So I'm like, yo, like, I want to do something to learn how to fight, like, better in the street. So I was gonna do karate, but like karate wanted my moms and stuff to pay. So I'm like, it's income tax season. She could pay this for probably the first 2-3 months, but after that, I'm gonna get kicked out because she ain't gonna be able to pay it. So I just Googled free boxing gyms and God blessed me and showed me a gym because no gyms is free. Like so, the gym that I went to is meant for kids in the hood. It's still going on. It's called a Cops and Kids program. It's under the projects. It's meant to get kids out of the streets.
Fire.
So it's basically I Googled it and it's like you go there, you get free training. All you gotta do is be good in school and just stay consistent. And that program changed my life forever.
That's dope, man. So you signed up for the program and shit, and then they got you on like tournaments and all that shit.
I actually you gotta pay to go to tournaments. So like for me going to tournaments, like I was so hungry and so like ambitious as a young kid. So I remember the first tournament. It was like the Junior Golden Girls in Vegas. I'm like, damn, I ain't got no money to pay for it. Like, how I'm gonna get to this tournament? Because I know in order to get to the next level, I gotta be where these kids is at. That's going national.
Get seen and all that.
Not in New York. New York is not. It's only but so much competition in your city. You gotta get worldwide competition. Okay. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy a box of candy for $20, and I flipped it and raised up like $700 and was sold in the train. And I got to that tournament like at 14, 15. That's when like they knew like, all right, he want this.
Wow, shout out to you. How was that though? How was that first real, like
tournament?
How was that? Like you won, you lost?
I won the whole tournament.
Wow.
Actually, I went by myself because my coaches, they got jobs. They were just looking over at the program, the Cops and Kids program. So I'm like, it was a guy from Jersey. I'm like, listen, like I want to get over to this tournament. I know your team from Jersey is going. Like I'm gonna have somebody drop me up in Newark Airport. Like how much it is to go. I don't got no money for the hotel. He like, listen, like. Bring $500 to the airport and I'll get you on a flight. I brought straight 500s and 5s and 1s. I was like, here, like, I'm here. He put me on the floor in the hotel with all the other kids. I don't know if you heard of another boxer named Shakur Stevenson.
I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
So that's when me and him first met, and I'm like, yo, like, we first got close from there. So I'm like, yo, I'm sleeping on the floor. They all teasing me like, oh, like, you never been to nationals before. You never even won a national. I'm like, I'm going to win. Like, I just had that confidence. I just discovered my talent. I just knew I was always gonna make make it in boxing one day.
That's mad inspirational, man. Shout out to you for that. Where did you get that hunger from? Because I know you said you started, right? Because you just wanted to learn how to fight. But when did it turn to like ambition?
Like as far as for boxing?
Yeah, like what made you go that hard? Like what motivated you to be like, yo, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna go on the train selling candy and all that shit. Like what sparked, like, yo, was it circumstances? Like
to be honest, it's just like I fell in love. You ever just see something that you fell in love with?
Yeah,
like
passion,
it's just
Hell
like
yeah.
I just went in there, the smell of the gloves, the smell of hand wraps, just the kids bringing back the trophies to the gym. I'm just like, I gotta be a part of that fraternity.
Yeah.
So I just wanted it. Like I just was in love with it. It wasn't like I didn't know at that age. I didn't know boxing to take me out the hood. I never know about Olympics. I didn't know about professional boxing. I just knew Floyd Mayweather talking shit and winning, and I'm just around boxing. I just wanted to be one of the best.
So just off your passion alone, that shit drove you in a different type of like motivation. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely dope. So you went from there and then you started getting noticed and shit. Like
I think the biggest thing that happened when I started getting noticed, I remember all the guys in my neighborhood always just see me traveling and running around the neighborhood like running jogging. So it's like those kids jogging and shit. Like what's going on? So one of the older guys in the hood, he was like, yo, he every time he travel, like he leave, he come back with a belt or something. Like he going somewhere. Like
he's serious. Yeah.
So I remember the Golden Gloves came around, and then like I remember the first people in my hood like. On my block, niggas from my block had came to the Barclays Center. I had fought like the Golden Gloves. I made it to the finals. I won the Golden Gloves, and then after that was like big. But then when it really got big, when my name was like really big in New York, was when I made it to Olympics. I was the only person from New York to make it to the 2016 Olympics. So then after that, I signed straight to Floyd Mayweather. Then it was just, you know.
How was that? I seen you was signed to Mayweather Promotions and shit.
Yeah.
How was that working with Floyd?
It was great. Like I think it was great. It just like they got me to a certain point where I made my name as far as in boxing.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for that. But I felt like it was better opportunities for me other places.
All right.
So I felt like obviously I grew up watching Floyd to be in his presence, to learn from him, and just watch how he move and just pick up stuff from him. It was dope. And just to be able to say you signed to Floyd Mayweather was like great itself. So it was just like, that was a journey in my life and a chapter in my life that I'll never forget. It was great, but I feel like now it's time for me to make my own name and be my own boss.
What would you say, Floyd? Like, what was the biggest lesson you learned from Floyd, or the skill? Or it could be in the ring or out the ring, like.
I think the biggest lesson I learned from Floyd, like to be honest, it's probably in the ring, but the year of the pandemic, I caught Floyd at the right time because he couldn't travel or do nothing, so. He was in the gym all day, and at that time, Javante was getting ready for like a big fight during the pandemic. So I'm like, let me go down to Vegas, and Floyd in the gym every day. So when he seen me, I was signed to Floyd, but he never really seen me because Floyd is the face of the business. He's not really the person that's out scouting.
Yeah.
So when he really seen me in the gym live in the flesh, he was like amazed, like yo, like you gonna be big, like. And I just think hearing that from him and him like really going out his way to make sure like he flew me back to Vegas, caught me a car, a crib, and he just had me with him every single day in his house watching boxing and teaching me the sport. But just like you can't buy that.
Can't pay for that. That's a fact. That ain't that's Floyd. That's legendary right there too. I was watching one of your interviews and you was like, you had never been in like a restaurant and shit growing up or a hotel and shit like that. So when your first time experiencing that, how did it change your perspective?
Nah, that's probably when you ask me like motivation, that's probably really is one of like something that pushed me, like, cause it was like a lifestyle I'm getting introduced to, like
different.
They taking me out to eat. I never been out to eat like from the age I started boxing to under. I never been out to eat. I ain't even know what tipping was. Like, I'm looking at somebody get paid for doing a job. I'm like, why we gotta pay this person extra money? So like hotels having pools in it. I was like.
Foreign.
It's like going to like a field trip in school. It's like what? Like that never happened. Like most I did with like get out the house was like if my school was having a field trip, I'd go get like a $5 sandwich from the corner store and bring it to the field trip. I didn't know about restaurants and that. So it just introduced me to a different lifestyle.
That's dope, man. I think a lot of us, growing up in the hood, parents ain't have like money to take us out to restaurants and shit. So when we see that, they be like, oh shit bigger than corner store sandwiches and all that shit. Like
facts.
Niggas start waking up for real.
Yeah.
What would you say was your like biggest obstacle, like growing up or when you first started boxing? I want to say like biggest obstacle, like just getting your name up and getting out there.
What you like biggest obstacle as far as like
just,
while I'm boxing or like like while I'm boxing right now, like
I'm saying you could say then and now, like
okay. So like then the biggest obstacle was really in my career was just like, cause a lot of my friends that's boxing that I'm here with, like everybody 12, 13 sound like a young age.
Yeah.
Like damn, you started young, but like Shakur and Devin Haney and they all them started like 9, 7 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like I really had to like work, and it was like it wasn't even work, it's just talent. I was just one of the people that just got it like when it come to fighting. So I felt like getting over that hump to where it's like, like I got the talent, but I don't got the experience yet.
All right.
And I don't got the knowledge of what I'm doing. So I think once I really started understanding the sport, that's when it started becoming like with ease, like just getting the experience. I think that was one of the biggest humps, like as far as like in my career, just knowing I got the talent, but I just need the experience and the knowledge and the right teachings. And you know, like I still consistent at it. I always was studying the sport, and it just, you know, it's coming along nicely.
Yeah, definitely. I see you definitely doing your thing. What's your record right now?
Right now I'm 17-0.
17-0, that's dope. Shout out to you. Any fights coming up and shit?
Yeah, I just fought like last month in MSG. I fought another young rising star. He was I think he was 18-0.
Okay.
So me it was battle undefeated. I came out on top, and
congrats, bro.
Now
that's
we fight again June 24th. This either gonna be for the IBF Eliminator, or we gonna try to grab the WBA belt to get ranking so we could shoot towards the world title.
Well, y'all fighting. I definitely got to pull up to that, man. My train of thoughts definitely got to pull up, man.
Yeah, June 24th. There's another kid from the city. His name Edgar Belenga. I don't know if you heard him. He's
I ain't gonna lie. I don't really be into the whole boxing shit for real, but I was watching a few of your interviews, a few Tank shits. I seen you going at it with the Haynes guy too.
Yeah.
What's that about? Y'all gonna ever get in the ring, or how that work?
I think he'll weight class under me. He's coming up.
Right.
So he got his last fight at his weight class, and he'll be up at my weight class, and that's a fight as far as like on the business side, like we can make happen, and I think it'll be a huge fight. It really ain't just nothing. It's just I feel like I'm the better fighter.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he just put in a better situation. If you know the sport of boxing, you just know like what's going on. So obviously when you see the belts and the glamour and the chains and all that, you're like, oh, like he's the better fighter. But when it comes to fighting, is totally different. I mean, as far as like in boxing, like people know like, all right, he's the truth. Yeah. And I respect Devin as a fighter, but I just feel like honestly deep inside I feel like I'm the better fighter.
You feel like you like the underdog though? You feel like you get underestimated?
I don't think I think I was getting underestimated, but I think the people like
you woke niggas up.
As far as when I was with Floyd, it was kind of like I wasn't getting the limelight I needed. So once I left and I made the decision because I never had a manager. I was just straight signed to Floyd. So once I got a manager, I started getting more publicity in the boxing world. So I seen I think like people just like huge fans of me. They just waiting for me to like blow up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody knows.
It's happening though, right?
Yeah.
18-0, that's major. That's not regular. Like,
nah.
How do you stay humble like 18-0? Like, how do you stay like grounded and shit and still hungry?
Cause I know 18-0 could turn to 18-18, something real like just like that.
That's a great answer, man. Most people, you know, niggas get big headed quick too, and that's how you know the ship sink and shit. So that's definitely important to stay humble and grounded and shit like that. If you had to describe like the sport boxing, like how would you describe it? For somebody that like just hypothetically speaking, like what is it or what does it mean to you? Like
boxing to me is a science. I think it's a science. I think that it's just a science of I think it takes is a science and is about talent. Also. Sports in general is about talent, but it's about talent and knowledge. Like it's a science. So I think that you were making in boxing, the name of the sport is hit and don't get hit. And once you understand that science, I think it's like you will for a very slim amount of time because it's a science. It's just like knowing the game, just knowing the ins and outs and just knowing just different things on how you box. Because when I say it's talent, because you can know how to fight in boxing, but you're going to get hit. And there's some people that it's just naturally not tough. Like you just naturally can't take a punch. Like, it's just, you could be tough, you got the most heart, you be ready to fight whoever, but you just can't take a punch. So I just feel like that's like a talent, knowing how to take a punch, your speed, your reaction, your reflexes. That's why, like, you know, it's like a lot of kids in the hood that got super talent and they just don't know how to find any talent. Like Javante, like he's a big time boxer, but he's naturally talented. Like it's not about just knowing the sport. He can punch, he got reflexes, he's just a athletic freak. Like you could just tell like this kid's real athletic. So like even Floyd or guys like me, like it's just something that's just in our blood. So I think it takes that to reach the pinnacle, but you being smart is going to keep you there.
What would you say your strength is? Your biggest strengths in the ring is?
I think my biggest strength is my IQ, just me knowing how to fight, my smartness, and just my speed, my defense. Like, everybody know like I'm a real smart defensive fighter. Like, because a lot of fighters always try to mimic Floyd and try to fight like Floyd. It just ain't like, it's very few fighters in boxing that you could really be like, oh, like he's really like smart. It's very few fighters and like I said, that's probably like guys like me, guys like Shakur, guys like Devin, that you be like, all right, he's young, but they could fight older guys or stronger people because we just levels above.
What's your mindset before a fight? Like right when it's about to happen. Like what type of zone do you get in? Like,
you asking this question at the right time because I just fought, so I can really tell you.
Yeah. I'm happy I caught you at this time too.
I think my mindset before a fight, it's different emotions. You go through. I mean, you go through in social media, especially at this level when you got everybody like your whole city watching it. You're on TV, the whole arena, everybody's watching it. Ex-mother's watching it. Your aunties, everybody's watching. So it's like, I think. The point, I look at it like it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and it's just like my mindset just try to go, just dominate, dominate. I want to leave no witnesses, just straight dominate and get it. Just gotta win. You just want to as a winner, you just want to go out there and win. And I feel like I look at it like this: like if you can fight, It's gonna show. Like, I don't care if I just smoked 10 blunts of weed right now. If I go in the gym, you gonna be like he can fight. Like I might get tired a little bit, but. You can fight. I'm not saying that's what I do, or fighters or any athlete should do that. I'm just saying, like, if you got it, you got it. It's just simple. So,
how many knockouts you got to date?
So right now, 8 knockouts.
8 knockouts. That's major. That's definitely tough. And you never been knocked out before?
Nah, I ain't. I pray to God. I never even experienced that as a kid, like being dropped, being hurt. I never even really been hurt or like. I got caught with a good shot, boom. But I feel like that's just like me being like I'm blessed with being able to take a punch.
What age? What was your first knockout? What age? You remember how old you was when you first knocked the nigga out? Like,
my first knockout, I probably was like 15, 16. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know. Just in the moment, you just knock somebody out, just like wait for them to get up to keep going. Like, that's all it is.
I seen a quote on your Instagram. You said nobody sees your vision until you successful. To become successful will validate that you are. I'm not sure if I'm quoting right. To validate that you are successful.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
I think it says something like to validate that you are special.
Oh, special is part of,
So like basically like nobody see a vision till you are successful. When I say this, I look at it like I look everything from like from like on a big scale. To a small scale. Like for example, I look at like, all right. Me, if I'm in a fight, I'd be like, damn, I'm about to box in front of 10,000 people, 8,000 people, whatever. People get nervous. I look at it like it's no difference from boxing in front of a building, in front of my homies that we putting gloves. It's the same concept. A Honda and a Rolls Royce, the same concept. We trying to get there. So I look at it like the car's just trying to get there.
Concept-wise, okay,
the foundation of making the cars is to get you to A to B. You feel me? So I feel like when I say nobody see a vision, I just feel like, all right, I'm 18-0 right now, but I believed I was going to be 18-0 when I first signed that professional contract. I was 0-0. I believe I was going to get to 1-0, 2-0. Like, I believe I'll have jewelry, all the most expensive jewelries, all the flyers, cars. Like, I believe that. It's just nobody sees it till you do it. Like, you can't see that vision. Like, I can vision what I'm going to eat right now. Like, you ain't going to see, till you see it, you're like, oh, he eating that oxtail rice right now.
But did you say that to your homies? Like, yo, I'm going to beat this. And they looked at you like you was crazy. Like, yeah, I'm going to be 18-0. Like, because, you know, you really pitch. Motherfuckers would think you crazy when you pitching ideas that seem far-fetched and shit. Like,
I don't think, I never had that reaction from nobody that people didn't believe, because I was just good at boxing. I was talented. So people always, like, he might be actually, but when it's actually happening, it's different. And I feel like when I say to validate you, when you actually make it, it's validated like that. Like, when I actually is on a different level, you're going to validate that. Oh, boy was talking like this on the thing, but he really is who he said he was going to be.
That's a fact.
So that's all I really...
And you showed that too, type shit.
Yeah, but it's just like a long run. I'm only 25, so it's like so much more to go, like, with the sport.
Yeah. Any fights, like what would you say was your most, like, I know you strike me as a pretty confident guy, but any fights where you felt like a little nervous or timid, or, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we all get nervous. Yeah. I feel like I get nervous damn near every fight. Probably 1 or 2 fights where I feel like I had it in the bag. And I feel like we all get nervous, but I feel like that nervous like being just knowing when you can fight and just your confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
It kind of like overshadows it. Like I'll be nervous until I get in the ring, and it's just like I felt like I've been here 100 times before, and I feel like most of the times I was nervous. It was like me unsure, and then now when I go through it, now I'm sure by myself.
Right.
I know I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's definitely a good mindset to have too. Like, any fights, anybody you looking forward to fighting in the future and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, I wanted more. I want the Devin Haney's. I want the champions in my weight class.
yeah, talk about it.
I want whoever like they feel like is the big dogs. Like I feel like, and it's around my size. I feel like I'm a killer. I'm a thoroughbred myself. So I feel like I don't just talk and just like, oh, this kid is just talking. He just clout chasing from New York. Like people in the business, people in the box, and know like he's one of them. Like it's a threat. Like I'm competition. If I say your name, you know like he's one of them. So it's just like I just want to prove I'm the best. It's just we all here playing for keeps. Like
That's
to be honest, like, it's a sport, but it's like a sport where we trying to hurt somebody. It's a kill sport, and so it's like at the end of the day, it's like I gotta go through whoever to be at the pinnacle, and it's just like whoever's in the way, we gotta just make it happen and just fight.
He called out the names, man. I can't wait to see those fights too, man. I'm definitely rooting for you, yo.
I appreciate it.
Word to mommy, I'm rooting for you. Like, how you stay nowadays? How do you discipline yourself? Like, how do you stay focused and shit? How you balance fun and work?
I think that's
being
the biggest.
So young, like.
I think that's the biggest hump right now. Every day I get up and go through, and I be like, yo, like, how I be looking at Floyd, like, how you did it, like, how you like was young and you having success and is all these, you know, outside noises and trying to balance it. And I think that's like the biggest challenge I go through. Like, it's not even about getting to the gym. It's just trying to like, cause I like when you say you want to be the best, like everything around your life gotta correspond with being the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it just can't. I'm gonna be the best. Like what you eat, what you drink, places you are, how you sleeping, what you watching, what you doing, like what you doing with your time. Time is the most valuable thing. So I feel that's the biggest hump. And how I try to just manage it, I just try to go through it day by day. Like I'm not perfect. I'm from New York City.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the biggest city.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Where it's easy. To get into anything.
Real shit though, like by mistake too. You could be out like, feel what I'm saying? Like you said, going places and even what you watch and who you letting in, shit like that. Like,
so I think that I'm kind of like I've been fortunate enough because me and like Adrian Broner, like me and Javante been close. They like big brothers to me. I've been close to them since like 18, 19. So where like they was making a lot of money and they was taking me along with them, and it's like they like their money. I'm not saying like their fun is like my fun. They whatever we go like. Hotels, wherever if I got a short, I need to take on a date, like they sponsoring it, like you good, little bro, like come on, like you good, like so before I even had a real money, I already had that fun, and so it's kind of like washed out to me now. Even like me, like when I'm making my own money, I'm making my own bags. It's just like damn, like a lot of shit. When I be like, if I ever touch this, like I'm gonna do this, and then God is just like, I just want to I'm just seeing a bigger vision. It's about boxing, like boxing got you here, so that's what you gotta stay focused on.
What do you see your legacy like? What you want your legacy to be? I should say.
I think I want my legacy to be somebody that fought the best. That just fought the best out there, experienced the best fighters in his time. I think that we in an era where every fighter want to stay undefeated, which is like you lose is like you know, like it's like you ain't shit, but it's like when you taking chances, you taking risks, like it comes with that, like defeats come with that, like so. My mindset's not really on the loss. It's just about accomplishing like great things and being in big fights. I think I want my legacy to be where it's like he fought the biggest events. Like he made some of the biggest events for boxing, some of the biggest fights. Like if it's me and Devin Haney, I got to fight to make a huge event. So be it. If it's me and whoever, like we got to come together and make a huge event for the sport. I think that's what I want my legacy to be.
Can you see right now? Can you see life after boxing? Oh, that's too far-fetched.
That's too far-fetched right now, to be honest. Like I think about all these things, but it's just like I gotta see like as what's going on like in the journey to make adjustments. Be like, okay, this is how I would want life after boxing. But I definitely want to be still a part of the business. This is my life. This is something that changed my life forever. So,
what would you say to the kid that's trying to find his passion and the kid that already found it is working towards it?
I found my passion. Just like naturally, I felt like I was in sin at home.
I think most people do though.
Yeah, I think it's just like push your talent to the limit. Like it's as simple as like when you find your passion, you know what you got to do to get to the pinnacle of whatever it is you're trying to do. Is you got the sense to know when somebody telling you the right from wrong.
Yeah.
So and just push yourself to the limit. Like you got a talent, just push yourself to the limit. I think that's why I always try to tell myself like push my talent to the limit. And I try to give my craft as much time as possible. Like after this, I'm going straight to the gym. Like I'm on my off season. I got a long time till I even had to train. Like. But I'm always trying to give my time, my craft is time. Because when I'm in that hotel before the fight, and I got a big fight, and I'm on Instagram, they're like, oh, this is a crazy anticipated fight tonight. These moments was matters. These days when I'm on my off season, that's what's gonna give me the confidence. It was like, I only ain't trained for this fight for 2 months. I was trained for this fight 4 or 5 months in advance before my manager even caught me and told me. So
it's time for the real train. So you normally just train for 2 months before a fight?
No, every fighter go to camp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
So you go to camp for like 6 to 8 weeks. That's like you really locked in, you away, no sex, no nothing, no partying. But like anything before that fight is, you do whatever. You could live life how you want. You could eat how you eat. You don't got to train. A lot of fighters, stay around the gym, but they not really in the gym. Like me, I try to stay in the gym. Like kind of like Kobe. Like he's staying in the gym because he's like he putting that much time ahead of all the players. So he's trying to go to a different level.
Right. Hey, yo, it was definitely great talking to you, man. You being our first athlete. Anything you want to let the people know? Like, I know you said you got the fight coming up in June.
Nah, I just want to say thank you for having me. Like,
definitely
I feel like we from like the biggest city in the world. Like, I feel like a lot of New Yorkers, we don't stick together. Like, that's why when I see you, I'm like, yo, I support what you're doing. I love it.
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate that, bro.
I would love to like come on there and really like just tell my story. And I'm glad like you made it happen ASAP.
Yeah, hell yeah.
June 24th, I'm back in New York City, Madison Square Garden. Another big fight. Me and my boy Edgar Berlanga, we will be headlining. So it's gonna be a great night. 2 young fighters from New York City that's doing it big.
Yeah, I gotta come. We gotta pull up to that.
So yeah, I just want the city to pull up, and hopefully out there, just you got my number, so we get you tickets there, and just let's just keep supporting each other. I think that New York got a lot of great talent. I'm just happy to be a part of that generation right now.
Me and you both, man. That definitely was a pleasure talking to you, man. Like I said, you are our first athlete. I don't just want to say boxer. You are our first athlete on My Training Thoughts. Make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel on My Training Thoughts. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is the one and only 81 for. It's happening, y'all. Trust me, it's happening.